What's going on, everybody? I'm your boy Big Q.
And your girl Vernie B.
And you are watching TeamBoydTV GameTime. Now listen, before we even get started.
Okay.
You, JB, Glass, I think that's it. You look, y'all got all on my case last week about me and my Carolina Panthers and stuff. I'm sitting here today. I want everybody to see this. Y'all see this live. I want y'all to see this. I'm sitting here devoid of all Carolina Panthers color. I'm wearing a Call of Duty Ghost shirt. Y'all see it, right? Oh, look at this one.
I'm wearing my Giant shirt.
Oh, so, but I ain't making no big deal about that.
Because my stuff won't like yours ridiculous.
Oh, I was ridiculous. I was just wearing a shirt.
A shirt, then you had the beanie cap on.
Oh, my goodness.
You went straight to like
y'all crazy.
Super Bowl winner status.
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't. We won this already. You put the hat on.
No, all I was saying was...
Did it say NFC champ?
It didn't say NFC champ, so it just said Carolina Panthers. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it's the same shirt I've been rocking, since TeamBoydTV inception.
Okay.
This is my Giant shirt.
I think that you're lying, but it's okay. It's all right.
Whatever.
It's okay.
Let's talk about what happened last week.
Let's talk about what happened last week, because last week was a good week. It was pretty good.
All right, so you're 123 and 69, and I'm 117 and 75. So you got that 6-game lead on me.
How sweet it is.
Whatever.
How sweet it is.
Okay, that Thursday night, Turkey Day. Packers lost to the Lions.
Yeah.
Cowboys over the Raiders. Ravens over the Steelers. Then we had the Colts over the Titans. The Jaguars beat the Browns. Your Panthers.
That's right, my Panthers.
Got the Buccaneers. Vikings over the Bears in that dramatic overtime game.
Right.
Patriots over Texans in a comeback. Eagles over the Cardinals. Dolphins over the Jets in a slaughter. The Falcons got off the snide and got a win over the Bills.
Hurt my picks. Terrible. Hurt my picks.
Niners over those Rams. Bengals over the Chargers. Broncos over the Chiefs. Yeah. Giants over the Redskins, and the Seahawks demolished the Saints.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Which that kind of hurt my picks a little bit too. But like I said, that was a win-win for me.
Right.
It was a win-win for me. So, but let's talk. We got some stuff we're gonna talk about. Like first thing, we're nearing the end of the season, and it's getting real tight. Everybody trying to make that last 4-5 week stretch, trying to seal a spot up and lock up the playoff spot. I think only one team so far is like a playoff spot. I think that's Seattle, right? No, it's Denver.
It's Seattle.
It's Seattle, right? So Seattle.
They're 11-1. So
right.
They have a berth.
Yeah, they're just looking for home field advantage.
Right, the bye week.
Yeah, bye week. So yeah, but it's getting so crazy. And why everybody thinking about playoffs? Because I know I'm thinking about playoffs. But it's a lot of other stuff going on. Let's just explore the quarterback position in the NFL right now. I'm talking about the quarterback position. I'm talking about quarterbacks that's probably teams that's looking to rebuild a quarterback position. I'm talking about your Jacksonville's, your Houston's. I don't know what they're doing in Philadelphia.
I think they're gonna keep Foles.
Yeah, I like Foles. Foles is good. Jets. Yes. Okay, let's start in New York, right? We was just watching something on TV a little while ago. They're talking about how it might be Geno Smith that might end up costing Bryce Ryan his job. This is what I say about Geno. I think Geno got the potential to be a good quarterback. I think he should have probably, been a backup this year. Probably should have been, a third string quarterback this year, I think. But they ain't got no quarterbacks.
This is the problem. The Cam Newtons and the RG3s and the Lucks have destroyed it for these rookie quarterbacks who come in and have to perform at this level. Yeah. Geno probably is going to be a really good quarterback. Yeah. He just wasn't ready to be a starter. No. And so you put him in as a starter, and now if you don't take him out, you kind of like bruise his confidence. Right. It's just too much. 90% of the rookies that come out need to ride the pine.
I think so too.
They need to just sit back and learn and not have the pressure of being a starter. Now there's some that definitely come out and they need the reins.
Oh yeah. I mean, what do you do?
Geno just wasn't one of them.
What do you do if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, or more importantly, what do you do if you're the Houston Texans?
If you're the Houston Texans, you go out and you get a quarterback that's not your franchise quarterback, but you get someone like a Mike Bigg or an accomplished quarterback, and then you get yourself a good draft pick, and you train your draft pick.
You know what? I like that idea. Old school that's way. Right, because I mean that's probably the way they're gonna have to do it. Because like right now, the quarterback position sucks so bad for some of these teams when they draft these guys. They expect them to play because they ain't got nobody else to play.
They're forced to put them in.
I think you know.
Juggling between Schaub and Kasem, and Kasem and Schaub, and Yates and this guy. I mean,
have you seen the Yates appearance this season?
I had seen him one time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if I remember seeing Yates.
That was a wrap.
Oh, because he got hurt like early in the season. That's right. Okay.
He did.
You know, but then there's other stuff like the big story. And I know JB gonna be like, I told you. But JB last week on TeamBoydTV Live, he was talking about Mike Tomlin and how this week was gonna be some controversy with Mike Tomlin.
Right.
He nailed it. So during the Jacoby Jones, was it a punt return? Yeah. So Mike Tomlin just strolling along the sidelines, just chilling.
Right.
Hop out of the way. I don't know if he actually messed up the play. I don't know. It didn't look like him being that really hurt. I mean, like, because he was out of bounds, the player was in bounds. I don't know. But anyway, there's a lot of controversy about, he should be punished, fined, lost a draft pick, all this kind of crazy stuff. What's your take on it?
Okay, so the loss of draft picks is going way too far.
Yeah,
it's just a little bit tipping the scale.
Yeah.
Anything to me that affects the organization is too much.
Yeah.
If you want to fine him for being too close to the player field, I get that. There was that guy in the Jets who stuck his leg out of train or whatever. He got fined, ends up eventually getting fired.
Right.
This to me was not the same thing.
Right.
Was he in the wrong spot? Yes. To me, should they have thrown a flag right then?
Yeah.
Yes, they should have. Because whether it impeded him or not, we don't know. But we do know you were somewhere you shouldn't have been.
Right.
So you get called for it and move on. I'm sure there'll be a fine, but to say he's intentional, I don't think so.
What?
And the league today actually went through and reviewed some old game footage, and true to his word, that's where he stands on a playoff return, on a punt return.
Okay.
That's where he stands. They had precedent. They said when they looked through the film that they concurred that what he said was true. That's where he normally stands. Now, get a man a break. I don't think he was intentionally trying to destroy the play or any of that.
Right.
He just was standing in the wrong place, and now he has to be punished for it.
Yeah.
And that's it. His draft picks is way too ridiculous.
It's a little crazy.
Because in reality, who do you hurt? Because where do those draft picks go?
Right.
They don't go anywhere. So now a potential player is passed on because they lost a pick.
Right.
Nah, come on.
Yeah. And then what else went down? We had two big games, two really big games, and everybody was like, "Oh, these are gonna be really, really big games," but then they turned out not to be so epic. Well, I don't know. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs round 2 versus the Denver Broncos. It was a good game, I would say. You know what I mean? Like I think we saw, the best of Alex Smith. I mean, he was throwing the ball deep, which we normally don't see him do. They couldn't get it done. But what that does is that puts the Kansas City Chiefs on a 3-game losing streak after they won 9 straight.
Right.
So are the Chiefs, like we were all saying, like week 5, week 6, the Chiefs are for real, How we feel about the Chiefs now?
I mean, the Chiefs are for real.
Yeah,
I think they're still a good team. Yeah. I think they have the potential to move through the playoffs.
Yeah.
They just happen to come up against a better team. And I mean, honestly, if you look at the Denver defense and you look at the Kansas City defense, they're not as good as they were advertised.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're both just letting teams score on them at will. It's just getting ridiculous.
And Kansas City they made a lot of mistakes. There was a lot of drop passes, stuff like that. But you would think the second game in 3 weeks would have been.
Smith is a game manager, whether he wants to.
Hey, he was breaking out a little bit, this week. He broke out a little bit.
But it didn't work.
It didn't, but
because that's not who he is.
Right, but I like what I saw out of him though. I ain't saying let's push him and take the reins off of him or nothing like that. But maybe just ease him into it. This is his first season under Andy Reid. I just see it getting better.
I really do. I agree with that.
I definitely think so. Now, the other big game, which everybody was anticipating, including myself, the New Orleans Saints was traveling out west to see the Seattle Seahawks, and everybody thought this was going to be a big, epic, game or whatever. I don't know what Saints team showed up at the C-Link. I don't know who that team was.
I don't know, but I fell asleep like third quarter.
Well, I can tell you this. The Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson and company, had 320 some odd yards of offense in the first half of that game, right? Drew Brees and his boys, like they couldn't run the football. They couldn't get no offense going. They went 3 and out, I think, on their first 4 or 5 possessions.
They had those special headphones or whatever made for them. Apparently, it didn't work.
Right. So
they got called during a delay of game.
Which brings me to this question, and I wanted to kind of keep this out of the discussion today. I really did. You know what I'm saying?
Can't help you.
But I guess we can talk a little bit more about it when we do our picks or whatever. But you know, the balance of power in the NFC South. I'm saying, like, did we see? Like I said on Twitter last night, I thought Seattle rolled out a nice little blueprint on how to just keep Breeze and the boys from scoring at will. You know.
I mean, I don't know. I don't see it. I feel like they're gonna take out on your Panthers. What happened to them in Seattle?
Hey, I hope they bring, because you know what? I don't want that Saints team to show up. I really don't. You know what I mean? Because it just wouldn't be a good game. Now, would I take the win if the Panthers went in there, rolled them, and left? Oh yeah, I would take it all day. But that's not what makes good football.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it doesn't really test your skills for the playoffs.
It really
does.
As
you know, that playoff intensity goes to another level.
It really does.
And so you want to see a team at their best during the regular season.
So, I don't know. I just thought, you know, after a while, it looked like, especially like late in the third quarter, early in the fourth, like the Saints had just gave up. By then, you know, they went into the half. It was 27-7, I think it was. I mean, it was completely out of control at that point. But you know, the Seahawks look stronger than ever. You know what I mean? They look real strong. And I'm gonna stand by what I said a couple weeks ago. You know, it's 2 rematches that I want to see in the playoffs this season. I want to see Alex Smith and the Kansas City Chiefs get another crack at Peyton Manning. Okay. I really want to see that. I know it's going to take a bunch of trickery to make that happen, but it can happen, right?
Yeah, it can.
And I want to see Carolina get another shot at Seattle. Okay. So I want to see them 2 games. We'll see how the playoffs, you know, shake out and that kind of thing. And speaking of playoffs, right? We're going to take a look at the playoff picture because, you know.
Okay, so the season ended today.
Yeah, because y'all shut me down last week. We're going
to have more comments. We got more statements to read.
We ain't got no statements to read.
No,
we're not going to do that this week. No, we ain't going to do that this week. But what we are going to do, though, we're going to take a look at the playoff picture. If the season ended right now and the playoffs started tomorrow, and we'll see what's going on. We'll discuss it. We'll break it down. Okay. So let's look at it, right? Let's see. Here we go. I can get it up on the screen. Okay, so what you think? Let's start with the teams in the hunt, right? You got the Dolphins still in there, right? You got the Titans surprisingly in there. I mean, I don't know. Everybody's 5-7. The Titans, the Steelers, and the Chargers, right?
Right.
You know, and then look at the Cardinals. The Cardinals are right there in stride with the Eagles. And I'm hoping, well, actually, the Cardinals, the Eagles, and the Cowboys got the same record. So can't nobody slip up right there. You know, of course, you know, you got the Saints and the Panthers. They got the same record, but the Saints are still ahead. I think they got it. They don't play more division games than I think, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So look.
Because y'all still have Atlanta to go. Plus them.
Yeah. So look, we got the Broncos, of course, 10-2. The Patriots are in there. You got the Seahawks and the Saints. Those are your, you know, divisional leaders right now. Because ain't nobody actually won a division yet except. Have Seattle won a division yet?
No. Okay,
right. So nobody actually won a division yet.
So you just have a playoff coming.
But look at the Ravens, though. The Ravens are fighting. Now, you remember who was talking about the Ravens and who was talking about how they might not make it back to the playoffs and stuff? They fighting. They are struggling, but they getting it. They are trying. Now, I'm going to tell you. We saw what happened when they got to the playoffs last year. You know, Joe Flacco and the boys turned it up another notch. And I'm saying, you know, let the Ravens in there, you know. But, you know,
so right now, the Panthers will play the Cowboys, the 49ers will play the Lions.
Right.
Chiefs, the Bengals, the Colts, the Ravens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, right? Yeah. And look at the Bengals. The Bengals are still in there scrapping it out. And, you know.
Well, they're really the division leader.
Right, yeah. So, I don't know. This year, the playoffs look pretty good. And I think this playoffs is going to be good, especially like if we see a little bit of a shakeup between Dallas and Philadelphia. And if Arizona can squeeze their win, I don't really think we're going to see Chicago make it. I don't think, because this whole Aaron Rodgers thing, I think they're done. Steelers, I'm not quite sure because, you know, they would have to, I think they've done playing against Baltimore for the season. I don't know. The Steelers would have to. It wouldn't be in their own hands in order to get into the playoffs.
Right. When no stupid. If this one loses and that one wins and this one beats that one.
I know my baby brother Cletus. You know, he looking at his Titans. He's like, "Oh, we so close. We almost there." Nah, not really. I don't think they're gonna make it either. I think as far as the AFC playoff picture is concerned, I think it's set. I mean, I can't really see anything happening, boy. Like if you look at those teams,
the only one to me that is the maybe is the Ravens. They're the only ones that could possibly get bumped out. Right. But other than that, I don't think so. No,
because I mean, you look over the NFC area. Now there could be some switching around up in there. I mean, the 49ers, they've been dropping games games that people think they should have won. The Lions, in the mix, which is crazy. And I mean, like the Lions can do some damage. I don't know.
Well, I think the Lions are locked just because of their division with Green Bay, the Bears, and the Vikings. Right. I think those teams are not going nowhere. Right. So I give them that. But that South and that NFC East is always a toss-up right now. I think so, still too. Toss-up.
I think so, too. But, I'm looking forward to it, though. Carolina's first time being in the playoffs in like 6-7 years. Mm-hmm. Should be good. No Big Blue nowhere in the picture, but that's okay. We've seen enough of them in the playoffs. We've seen enough of them in the playoffs.
And two championships, two wins in this decade alone.
We don't see enough of them.
So we'll take it.
Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do, I think that's all the topics we got, right? Unless you have something else. What's something else going on? We needed to discuss before we went to a social media break.
I think we're good.
Okay, that's it, right? So we're going to go ahead and go out to our social media break. What up, football fans? You want to stay up on the latest of TeamBoydTV happenings? Like us on our Facebook page at TeamBoydTV on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter at TeamBoydTV and at VernieB73. You can also check out our YouTube page at TeamBoydTV Turbo, where there's live events, videos, among other things. You can also keep up with the latest happenings, live chats, question and answer sessions on Google Plus at TeamBoydTV. Thank you once again for watching TeamBoydTV. Okay, so what I got, because I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? I'm thinking, oh Lord, I had my picks kind of went downhill after Thanksgiving, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna let her catch me. I'm gonna let her catch up with me, because I picked the Saints, I picked the Rams, I think. I think I picked like 4 games that I got. I think I got 4 wrong this week, right?
You got 6 wrong.
Oh, so yeah. But you got them wrong too, I'm assuming. Okay, well there we go. There we go. That's good.
You were such a hater.
Oh, yeah. Look, I'm trying to win this thing. Look, man, we've been doing this for 3 years, and I haven't won yet. I want to win, okay? You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because, I'm winning in the picks here. And my Panthers are doing great. I might be able, depending on what happened this weekend, I might be able to slide into the playoffs on the Fantasy Football League. Pick them. I'm going to give you boys so much drama about this tomorrow night.
He gets to come on, man.
Oh, he definitely gets to come on, man. Like, you're the commissioner of the league.
Blast.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
Sending me tweets like early, right?
Do your pick.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sending me tweets. And then I look on the thing, and this fool ain't made it. But we're going to talk about it. It's going to be great. It's going to be good.
Y'all handle that tomorrow night.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. I'm telling you, right? All right. So let's get into it. We got our first Thursday night game, which I wasn't super excited about. I think it was...
This is a game that no one's going to watch. No. This Thursday night game, I can now watch Scandal live.
There you go. You can watch it live because it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah, who's watching this? 2-10 versus 3-9.
But who would have thought, though, at this time of the season, that the Jaguars would have more wins than the Houston Texans, right?
I mean, I don't even know who to pick. I'm almost tempted to take the Jaguars.
I'm taking the Jaguars because they're at home. That's the only reason I'm taking them, right?
I give you that. I agree with that.
All right. So next we got, this should be a good one, right? We got the Cincinnati Bengals playing at home against the Indianapolis Colts. And we just saw in the playoff picture that these two teams are both going to be represented. Well, they're going to try to be represented. They may end up facing each other again. So this game is kind of important, right?
It is.
It's like a filling out. Yeah, it's like a little filling out process. They playing in Cincinnati.
I'm going with the Bengals.
I'm going with the Bengals. So the only thing about the Bengals that scare me though, man, sometimes they having these mid-game meltdowns, but can't nobody catch the ball, and the running back like a fumble and stuff, and then Dalton start throwing interceptions.
But then with the Colts, they can't score in the first half.
Right.
I don't know what's going on.
And you know what? I don't think they can play slow like that against somebody like the Bengals. The Bengals
I don't need that.
So no, I'm going with the Bengals on this one. All right, our next game. Cleveland going up to New England, right? And New England's on the road, but I still am not completely 100% bought in with the New England Packers. I seen them, which is crazy. I've seen them lose games this season against people. I think they lost a game. Did they lose to Geno Smith this year?
They did.
They lost to Geno Smith. They lost to Cam Newton. You know what I mean? But then they beat Peyton Manning.
Right.
You know, so I'm not 100% bought in to Cleveland. To New England, and I'm gonna go out on a limb this week. I'm saying because Cleveland is scratching and clawing. I don't know why, but I think that they get this game. I think they win. I think that New England is looking
I mean, are you trying to let me win?
No, I'm just trying to make sure.
Because you know this right here is a ridiculous pick that you're going with the Browns.
Well, we'll have to wait till Sunday at 1 o'clock to see. I'm going with Cleveland on this one.
All right.
Right?
I got Patriots.
Okay. All right. So.
If Tom Brady loses to the Browns, he better give back one of them Super Bowl rings.
Oh, so you're saying he can lose to the Browns? I mean, he can't lose to the Browns, but he can easily lose to Geno Smith and the Jets? Are you serious?
He lost to them on a technicality.
Man, please.
On a flag call.
The Jets won.
Same way that
No.
Same way that a call was not made against the Bears.
The Patriots lost both of those games because they got beat by better teams. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, so look, speaking of Geno Smith.
We haven't even any footage of what happened at the end of the Panthers.
Look, we don't need to play the footage. Everybody saw it. You know, it was Luke Kuechly, hugging Gronkowski saying, hey, good game, man, good game. Straight up. That's what it was.
We calling it.
The game was over, dude. The game was over. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. Oakland coming out to New York.
We just moving on.
We're going to move on because you're crazy. Okay. Oakland coming out to New York to face Geno Smith and the Jets. We just finished talking about. They talking about should they keep on going with Geno, the interception machine, turnover machine. I'm
going to go with the Jets one last time.
Playing at home.
Yeah. Go with them one last time. They're starting Geno.
Yeah.
I think they just need him not to do too much. They don't have a running game. Their receivers are awful. What do you want this kid to do?
That's a pretty good defense, though.
He looks like the game hasn't slowed down for him yet. He still looks like he's not really ready for that.
I'm going to tell you who he looked like. You remember how that dude used to clown all the time, Tavares Jackson? That's who Geno Smith looks like.
That dude was a nervous boy. Oh, my goodness. You can see his eyes dancing in his helmet, poor thing.
You know what? I'm going to go out on the limb again because I just think Oakland is a better team. Okay. I think they got better players. Even I look at Geno and I look at Terrell Pryor, I think Pryor is a better quarterback. Was it McGloin? Is it McGloin?
McGlennon?
It's a McGloin. I don't know who it was. Whoever they got. Well, if
you going with the Raiders?
I'm going with the Raiders. Yeah, I'm going with the Raiders. All right, and then we got KC. Now this right here had got every intention to be a slaughter for the Washington Redskins, but the Chiefs done let me down 2 weeks in a row, right? They done lost a total of 3 in a row. If they go up to Washington and lose to the Redskins, I am done with the Kansas City Chiefs. But I don't see that happening. After 3 losses back to back, and they have to play some hard teams too. They play the Broncos, the Patriots, and then the Broncos again, right? Yeah, man. Please, they steamroll Washington at home. In Washington, I think.
I don't know.
Oh, you stuff on this one. You think RG3 and the boys got a chance against Kansas City Chiefs?
I do. I think anybody has a chance against anybody.
Well, let me run this by you. Jamal Charles had over 200 yards in last week's game. Now they lost.
Okay, I'm going Chiefs.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Only because that Redskins defense is awful.
I'm trying. Because you saw what LaShawn McCoy did to it.
Yeah.
You saw what Ed Lacy did to it when they played Green Bay. I'm just saying. All right, and then this one is exactly the same as the other game. I feel like Minnesota has absolutely zero chance to win this game against the Ravens. I just don't. They ain't got nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Adrian Peterson can run all day, but I don't think they can keep up with Flacco on that offense.
No, man. Look, somebody's going to put some money in Minnesota or be real crafty with these draft picks because they need some help. And they got a new stadium open up because the next year you're after that. I can't remember. I think it's in 2 years. All right. This one, the Falcons,
I mean, they won against the Bills.
Yeah, which I thought they should have lost that game.
I'm going to give them credit, though, because the Packers are terrible without Aaron Rodgers.
All they really got is Eddie Lacy, man. That's all they really got. And I think he got like a hamstring or something going on right now. He ain't playing at 100%. You know what? I went against the Falcons last week. I think it was more NFC South hate than anything else. I don't see no reason that they would lose to Green Bay other than like the elements. I don't know. Well, it's going to be a pretty clear day that day. So,
yeah, I'm going Atlanta.
Okay, I'm going Atlanta too. And watch they lose. Okay, the Bucks. The Bucks at home against the Buffalo Bills, who just lost to another NFC team a week prior, right?
They lost to Atlanta.
Yeah. And the Bucks ain't a bad team.
Now, did the Bucks win last week or they lost?
No, the Bucks lost to the Panthers. Come on now. Amnesia. Come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Buffalo Bills are traveling.
I'm giving it to the Bucks.
I'm giving it to the Bucks too. I think the Bucks will bounce back and they'll win this one. What we got next? Okay, this is a good one.
Mike Wallace comes home.
Yeah, this should be a good game. If they don't ask Tannehill to do too much. If they don't ask Tannehill to do too much in this game, because Tannehill, I think I don't know.
I'm going Steelers.
I think I'm gonna go with the Steelers. The Steelers at home.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah.
And I see what's left of the Steelers defense getting on the quarterback.
Yeah. Because, you know, the offensive line still, even though they got penalty back.
This next game is actually a good matchup.
I think so, too.
Lions at Eagles.
Yeah, but they playing in Philadelphia. You got the Lions defense who got called out last week, but then they showed up and beat the brakes off Green Bay and didn't even get, you know, it wasn't even no dirty play involved. I think that defense is going to be a nice test for Nick Foles. Actually, I picked them to lose last week.
I'm going
against Arizona.
To pick the Lions.
You know what?
Because I don't think the Eagles' defense is good enough to handle Stafford and
Megatron and Reggie Bush got off last week, too.
Yeah, I don't
you know what, though? I rolled the dice on Philly, and I was like, oh, Arizona going to go in there and they're going to take their defense. Because Arizona's defense is way better than Detroit's. But they still got beat. Nick Foles still picked them apart. Mm-hmm. You know what?
Going Eagles?
I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think I learned my lesson by picking against Nick Foles last week. Right? So, yeah. We're going to move on. And we got the Tennessee Titans against the Denver Broncos in Denver. Oh, man. I feel bad for the Tennessee Titans, man. They had a rough schedule, man. Then the quarterback goes down. You know, Fitzpatrick, you know, he's been doing okay.
I'm going Broncos.
I'm going Broncos, too.
Okay.
Yeah. They playing at home, so yeah, they should win the game. By all intents, they should win the game. This one should be good, though.
Yeah, it should be a good game. This one should be good. It really should be.
Because both of these teams lost last week, right?
Uh-huh.
The Rams lost against the 49ers, and the Cardinals lost to the Eagles, right?
Uh-huh.
Wow. They both looking to...
And they're at the Cardinals, and I'm going to pick the Cardinals.
I think the Rams played under their potential this year. They're supposed to have been challenging San Francisco at every turn. They're not really doing that. So I'm gonna stick with Tyrann Mathieu and Carson Palmer and Larry Fitzgerald on this one.
Okay.
All right. So
Seahawks at 49ers.
This is a good one.
This is a very good
one. This is round 2. Now the first game was an aberration. It was pathetic.
Well, who gave Seattle their first loss?
Oh, I think it was Indianapolis. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Indianapolis. In Indy, right? Yeah, in Indy. But so. And for whatever reason, nobody else ain't been able to duplicate that, right? San Francisco going to this game with, you know, a lot of steam. Vernie Davis had a big game last week. That kind of thing. I don't know. If somebody
I'm going to go with the 49ers only for the simple fact that they've got to be desperate. Because if they lose this game, the potential of them on the outside looking in is huge. Oh, yeah. And I mean, they're just more desperate than Seattle.
I mean, they got a 3-game lead on the next person, which is St. Louis, which I think St. Louis is 5 and something other, 5-8 or something like that. I don't think they. Well, yeah, we went with a playoff shakeout. I don't know. I think they definitely need to win this game. Seattle is flying high right now, though, man. Like that performance they put on last night, though. I think they're still gonna be feeling that, even though you know they're gonna take a little trip and go out to Candlestick. I think they roll on, man. Okay. You know. And besides, you know, Colin Kaepernick, you know. You know, maybe your boy. I guess you got your favorite team against your most hated quarterback.
Yeah. You know where I'm going.
Yeah, I mean the Giants. You know what? They rallying a little bit. You know, and the defense is coming along. I think who that big boy was got an interception and ran that. I like seeing them big defensive dudes. You know, take interceptions to the house. And that was pretty cool. The Chargers though, they playing at home, and they've been known to be like they're a real gritty team though, man. They will. If the games stay close, man, they might go in their way. But you know what? I'm going Big Blue, only because I think they got more talent on their team than the Chargers.
And you don't want to sleep on the Cavs.
Don't even get them boys started with that. Don't even get them boys started with that. Don't even do it. Don't even do it. Don't even do it. Look, stop it. Look, you know what? I would change my pick just because you made that smart remark, but I ain't gonna do it. I want to make sure I beat you in this competition right here. Look, let's talk about what's really going on, okay? This is what's really going on. The Carolina Panthers going down to. Look, everybody, I ain't even got to set this up. Everybody know what's going on, okay? This ain't no secret.
That's it.
Right? Everybody know what's happening here.
9-3.
9-3. This is for the lead in the division.
Lead in the division.
Yeah. Now, look. I was talking about this like a couple weeks before because I've been waiting on this game for like a month, right? Mm-hmm. And this is what I wanted when it's time for this game to come up. This is what I wanted, right? Okay. I wanted the teams to be even. I wanted this game to determine who was going to be the leader, at least for like the next 2 weeks, because then they got to play again, right? So I got everything that I wanted except one thing. We got to play the game, and we got to see the Panthers win. Of course, I'm going with the Panthers to win.
Oh, right. That's
I don't get into no crazy, analysis of the game, because we already know. We saw. Look, this is what I said on Twitter last night. I said that Drew Brees and the Saints showed me everything I needed to see for this game this week. They showed me what was up. They want to run screen passes. They want to throw bubble screens. They want to line they running backs up as wide receivers. They don't want to. They take a shot down the field every once in a while to try to get people a little off balance. But we know they ain't really trying to do it like that. Carolina got the #1 defense in the league. I think the pass rush is going to be crazy. I think it's going to be I think they're going to get him on multiple occasions. The score ain't going to be crazy because Carolina's offense is still slow and sluggish. We have yet to see big explosive plays from Carolina.
Right.
But I'm thinking neither team scores over 28 points. I don't think.
Right.
But yeah, I'm picking Carolina. Who you
I'm going with the Saints.
You look at you.
And I'll tell you why though.
Wow, you on this crazy stuff.
Okay, I just
how you gonna sit up here on this show and pick against the Panthers in the biggest game of the season?
Listen, this is really not the biggest game of the season because this is what's going to happen. They're going to lose to the Saints here, and then they're going to win out the rest of their schedule. And I don't think the Saints will. I think that the Panthers will come out as division winners, but I think they do take this loss here in New Orleans.
Well, look, your analysis was lame because you didn't tell me why the Saints was gonna win. Why they gonna win?
Because I don't.
You saw them play last night.
I don't see the Panthers. But they weren't at home. I don't see the Panthers beating them in that dome.
Let me give you a little history lesson real quick, okay? Because I had to do this on the other show a couple weeks ago. This Carolina Panthers team can win at home. We know this,
right?
We also know that they can go into a hostile environment and get one. They went to Candlestick this year and got one.
Candlestick is not as hard as that dome.
Look,
listen. Root for your team, dude.
I'm rooting for.
I'm just saying. I don't see it happening. They're coming off that nasty, embarrassing loss. Yeah. They're gonna be fired up. They're at home. Their crowd is gonna be fired up. Y'all just make it an L.
Look, all I'm gonna say is this: they bragging about how they ain't got beat at home this season, but I remember the last team that stuck that foot up in them at home, that they would win, white and blue. That's all I remember. I remember that. So. The last time they took a loss at home was to the Carolina Panthers, and the next time they take a loss at home will be to the Carolina Panthers. And I'm gonna tell you this:
I ain't mad at you.
They definitely ain't coming up in Bank of America getting a win. I think we sweep them again. Okay. We done swept the Bucks. We gonna. I think we sweep the whole damn division. You know what I'm saying? We done swept the Bucks. We already done beat Atlanta one time. They ain't winning nothing. And I think we're gonna sweep the whole. I'm gonna say it. We're gonna sweep the whole damn division. That's how I feel it right now. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody in the division better than us. That's what I was saying. Pick your Saints.
Not my Saints. The Saints.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay. Well, this is a Monday night game. Is this really a Monday night game?
It is, unfortunately.
Is it really? Wow, it come on late too at 8:40. What's up with that?
Yeah, I'm going Cowboys.
Yeah.
Just because the Bears look a hot mess, and their coach, that 47-yard field goal kick when it was 2-7 was a stupid call. People are like, oh, I don't have a problem with the call. I do.
Yeah.
I do. Run the ball. Get a few more yards for this dude.
But I'm gonna tell you something very, very interesting. We're gonna wait till the season ends. We're gonna really talk about it at the end of the season. But I'm telling you, the big dogs up in Chicago who make all the decisions and stuff, the ones who got together and huddled up and decided to let Lovie Smith walk, I'm telling you, this is gonna come back and bite them in the butt. And I'm telling you, ain't nothing against Mark Trestman, nothing against him. I don't know the guy like that, but I just think it was 10-6 last season, right? Please, and they're gonna fire the coach. This is what you get. You already know that Jay Cutler can't stay healthy. Dude ain't played a full season, and I don't know how long.
I can't tell you when.
And this is the stuff that makes me really sick about the situation. The Dallas Cowboys always end up facing a team on their schedule that's going through some stuff, and they end up winning. They went toe to toe with the Denver Broncos, and I thought that was a pretty good, performance by the Dallas Cowboys. But everybody else, think about all the games they won. They played against like busted up, banged up teams that were going through things, you know. And they'll win this game, you know, and they'll slide into the playoffs or whatever, you know, unless
they won't go anywhere.
Right? No, they won't.
They won't go anywhere.
They won't. So,
Dallas, I mean, you know.
Yeah. So listen, that's our show for this week. Wow. I'm just saying. Look, I know somebody be glad for the season to be over because look, I told you this was gonna happen. We said this in the beginning, the very first show this season. I said it. This is gonna be a rough one for you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know.
You know what I think is so funny is that like you guys don't have anything to talk about.
Well, we creating stuff. We making history. That's what it's about.
So
we're making history. Y'all had to make history back in 1932.
I can live off my championships.
Okay. Well, y'all
don't have not one yet.
Well, we're trying to get one. Don't hate on us for trying to get one.
I'm not hating on us for trying to get one. Be humble in the process.
Well, look.
Be humble in the process.
Really?
Yes.
Really? You humble.
Be humble in the process.
You telling me to be humble.
Until you see your guys kissing that Lombardi,
hey,
then that's when you be like, yeah!
I challenge anybody watching our show, whether it be live or you're watching on the archive, I challenge anybody to go to our old channel, TeamBoydTV, because the channel is still up, and go and look at the Super Bowl show that we did when the Giants won, and then come back and leave a comment on this video about how she's trying to tell me to be humble.
You said, you see what you said? When the Giants won.
Yeah, when they won.
Yeah, when they won.
Okay, well look at the videos leading up to the.
You got that W.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You go back and look at the video. You wasn't that humble.
I mean, Carolina is. I'm not hating on Carolina. I'm glad Carolina's doing well.
I'm glad they're doing well.
We've been together a while now. This is the first time your team is better than mine.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Yeah, that's good. And I mean, and if you think I'm gonna be quiet about it, you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. That's gonna do it for us this week, man. Hopefully, when y'all see us again, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this: when Carolina win in New Orleans, and I prove you wrong, I'm wearing as much, and I'm gonna pack as much Carolina Panthers swag on this table as I can possibly fit. In fact, you know what?
How about I buy you something?
Yeah, I might just leave a Carolina Panthers symbol up on the Tron throughout the whole entire show. You know what I mean? Or maybe I'll just show Cam Newton highlights. How about that? I'm gonna show Cam Newton highlights.
How about we get you a nice fresh jersey?
Okay, that works. But you know, I don't wear jerseys on game day. I don't do that.
Well, you can wear it on the show.
Yeah, I can wear it on the show. That's right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Something. We'll get you some Carolina paraphernalia.
Right. Hey, join us tomorrow night. Well, join me tomorrow night as I get up with Glass and JB for TeamBoydTV Live. We'll be talking about this Tomlin situation. I know JB can't wait to talk about this. We'll also talk about the pick 'em or shut up commissioner not being able to put his picks in. We're going to talk about that. We'll also talk a little bit more about the playoff picture and things like that with those dudes. Then right after TeamBoydTV Live, catch me. I was making an appearance on Anthony Dunn and Joey Riolano's Cat Chronicles stream. Comes on directly after TeamBoydTV Live goes off. That will come on. Just, you know, I'll leave all the links and stuff in the description, and you'll see it all over Google+. So we'll do that. Until next week, I'm your boy Big Q.
And I'm Vernie Bigg.
And we out.
Peace.
That's y'all crazy.